Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
What is water and what is the role of water in art of cooking?
Yeah, it's a very broad question, and out of the five supreme elements, water is the most important one. You have the sulfur, the lava, the fire, which is occupying the inner part of the earth. Then you have the land mass on it. Then you have the water. Then you have the air, the vayu. Then you have the sky, space. So out of which water is one of the most key important. All five major elements are the part of any living organisms on earth. Water itself, it's a life by itself. Water has a language for itself, which we cannot understand at the moment. But the ancients have done it in a very beautiful manner. Water is of different categories on earth. The ocean water is different from the sea water. So the nature takes the water, mass, saline water, and then condense it, cloud it, and give to us in form of rain. Not only for us, for all the living, the animal kingdom, the insect kingdom, the bacterial kingdom, everything, the plant kingdom, for all the living organisms on the land. It's very important. So, the role of water is what is very important to us. We cannot use any water in the sense like it's been specified by the ancients. There is a word called neer for water, there is a word called tannir for water. Neer is the word neer, you don't have that specialized unique words we may call aqueous in English, water. They hold a different meaning, they hold a general meaning. In the language Tamil, they have hold a specific meaning. Neer is the basic one. The refined one or the converted one is what is tannir, which what we are supposed to use in cooking, which we don't do it these days. If the correct water, if you use in cooking, the taste of your food will be increased by multifolds, and it helps you to digest. As you know that last time I told you, the 70% of your body mass for every human being is water molecules. So water is so important. You are made of water, 40%. That water in you, the 70% of water in you is different from the water outside. That is H2O as a molecule, 2 hydrogen and oxygen atom makes a water molecule. The one which is there in you as 70% of your body mass is H3O2, 3 hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atom. They call exclusive water, exclusive zone water by the scientist. The cellular biologist speaks about the easy zone water or exclusive zone water, which is both inside the human cell and outside the human cell, which plays a key role in your signaling system for the cells to function. These are all the latest research in the last 30 years by quantum biology, by cellular biology, by many scientists. You have abundance of videos on all these, research presentations are there in the YouTube. You can go and really enjoy it if you know how the individual cell mechanism functions. Water is the basic. And the same water, it should be structured. It should be that tannir in Tamil, what they call it. It's a different dimension to that water. And that is what is required for art of cooking. And that was what beautifully designed, made, used by the ancients. And fortunately, we have lost it. We are now left without choice to use whatever water you get through the taps. We don't use the actual water what you're supposed to use in art of cooking, which plays an important role in maintaining your human health. I'm very sorry to say you this.
What is the understanding of water by the ancient Tamil science?
The understanding of water is very, very unique in the ancient science. We do have 700 crore population, close to 7 billion plus population around the world. The Asian side, especially the Indian subcontinent, a little outside India, you will see they as a unique, our national flower, lotus. It has a huge science behind it. It's so beautiful. I don't know how many people in the 7 billion plus population around the world who knows about this fact. You go to every old scriptures, both in Sanskrit, in Tamil, or go to the old monuments of temples and various other sculptured areas of the ancients. You, in your lifetime, sir, you would have seen lotus carved everywhere, correct? You must have seen everywhere. In every temple you go, you will have seen a lotus carved everywhere. Why such importance was given to this particular flower? If you take a village those days, even now there are villages are there. Not that it is not there, but I don't know whether they know the significance behind it. There will be a pond which will be separately kept for the dhobies. They go and wash clothes and all that. There will be 1 or 2 ponds for the cattle to go and drink water. There will be one specific big pond for the villagers, the human population of that settlement, to go and take water for drinking and cooking. In that they grow this lotus plant. The lotus plant within no time has the capacity to turn that water into a pure water. Not only pure water, it will convert that into tanni, that's called the structured water, the fourth phase of water. This is what is so important. This is where they were so brilliant in achieving that. If you see, nobody goes and takes bath in that pond. They will not allow the cattle to go and dirty that water. They'll only go, they take their copper vessels and pick up water and they fill it up at home. They will happily use it in their drinking and cooking. They lived a real healthy life. There are places where lotus don't grow because of the ground, the soil, the microorganism of the soil do not allow the lotus to grow. Lotus gets, gets killed. How much ever you try, the lotus won't grow there. They have given another technology for access to that tanni, that particular structured water for you. Take a big copper vessel, they put some river sand in it, wet it. They put a big earthen pot in it. They fill up the sides with mud and then wet it. They put the water from any pond into it. They cover it up with a white cotton cloth, cover that pot with a earthen plate, and then on top of it, they put the copper plate and close it. They will do it at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's an auspicious time at that. Before the sunrise, it's been done. They have 2 sets. One will be done today, one will be done tomorrow. They alternatively change it. After 6 o'clock, after the sunrise, within 2.5 hours, it is turned. They eliminate all the memory of the water. And then they use this water. Whenever they need, they remove the copper plate, they remove the earthen plate, they take the white cloth and they take the water from in a copper. They always use copper. Copper has a significant molecular language for water, to hold water. It's very important. Such brilliant they were. We neither know the science nor know the significance today, sir. I'm again very sorry.
No. What is the status of water that we are using in the present world?
Okay, now we are left without any choice. Today the urban population is grown, that we get too little water sometimes by the rain that's stored in lakes, moved by big pipes, come into some reservoirs where huge amount of alum is used, chlorine is used, which is very pathetic. And they come through pipelines. Those are the municipal supply. It stinks of chlorine. It's too dangerous for you to use that water. This municipal supply water in your cities, if you just pour it to the plants die. Are you going to drink that water? That's what we are using. Those who don't have access to municipal water, this happens all over the world. Of course, not to this level. People use chlorine and alum and all that. And then they have a huge treatment plant after that in America and all that. But still the scientists say whatever filtration you do, it's not correct. But here, we take bowel water. Wells have dried because all the water is gone below the mark. The ground level is, water levels have gone down. But we do the deep bore well, we'll pump it up. Those plastic pipes, we store it in the tank which is made out of cement. Cement is not the constructed cement tanks are not the right one. Plastic tanks, syntax and all, it's too dangerous. We have no choice but. Then it comes through the pipeline in your house. And then you have a copper tap or, whatever, metal taps in which we very stylishly call it as running water. Do you have running water in your city? That's how they ask you, Running water is, people think at the moment, is the most civilized way of living. You are absolutely using the most dirtiest condition of the water, not in terms of color or TDS or TSS. It's an absolute nonsense, your stylish English delivery of running water. It's pathetic today. We have lost, but we have no choice. You and me are responsible for it. First, you and me should take responsibility for that. Every human being on earth is responsible for the present situation, sir, of destroying the entire environment around us into polluted areas in which the water is stored, and then we take the water from there and use it. We have no access to the real water at the moment. That's the status.
Honey, how the animal kingdoms identify the drinking water?
See, they are so brilliant. If you see the animals, they are not like us. We are not going to talk about domesticated animals. You may have pets at home. No. There is nothing called domesticated animal. The only species on earth, the mankind, has the sense of ownership, who would like to own everything. He will keep a tub and he will keep all kinds of colored fish. He will have cats, he'll have dogs, he'll have a horse. There is nothing called domesticated animals. Animal kingdom is from the forest. They are also there in the plain land, but they are not used for any cooked food eating. But they are so brilliant. If you see the forest, I don't know, you would have noticed all this. The water which comes from the stream, the running water or the structured water, they are the water. They are the real water that gives you a lot of health. They will only drink that running water. After the rainy season, you will have a lot of streams. There will be running water. They will be drinking that only. Even if there is a pool of water here, you have to go 2-3 kilometers away for a stream. They will go there only, and they don't feel lazy. They know they will not touch this. Once all the streams are over during the summertime, they have no choice to come to the stagnant water. So they are doing, the modern science has done a brilliant experiment. It is there in the YouTube. They keep a dog. They don't give water from the morning. Evening it is so thirsty. They bring water from a stream, put in a vessel. They take the water from the tap and put in a vessel. 2 vessels of water is kept. The dog is let out. It's so thirsty, he comes, smells both, drinks the water from the stream which has come. It is not refusing to touch that water. They are absolutely so brilliant. They don't fall sick like the way we fall sick because they are used to the right kind of water which with their brilliance they identify, sir.
What is the secret behind water?
The secret behind water is huge. There are a lot of studies going on, which is too difficult to unlock the code. Water has its own language. Water has its own memory. Water has its own power. Water has its own energy. It is abundantly receiving energy all the time in the world. There is no storage capacity for water. Water is very, very powerful. It can keep on receiving energy. And water is the lifeline. Without water, no living organisms in the world can survive. Because every living organism is made out of water by a major percentage. Water as a supreme element dominates. The geological part of the supreme elements is lesser, which is controlled by the aqueous part of your body. So the secret behind the water is the language of the water. The language of the water, if you can decode, you will understand the nature. You will be able to say when it will rain. You will be able to say when it will attack an earthquake, the shaking of earth. Everything, the future can be read. The secret of water is its language. The ancients were so brilliant. You can read in this year tsunami will come if you know the language of water. The language of water can be studied by the animal kingdom. They study they get the message from the water. What is stored up there. The water will tell them, move away from here, there's a tsunami. They go away. You must have noticed it, 2004 tsunami. Not a single animal, everybody ran away. All human beings, without knowing, they were standing and watching the shore going back. Within seconds, it came and hit us. And we died.
Yes.
Millions have died. It's called the Trans-Asian tsunami. It started from Indonesia. It went up to Kenya and Somalia. That current. This is where animals were brilliant. The secret of language, of water, is an absolutely a great stuff. One day our modern science will reach it. I am sure. It is all the effort of our humanity. There are many people are actively researching on it. It is question of little time, maybe 100, 200, 300 years, they should be able to reach it. Then every prediction becomes easily possible.
What is the secret of, what is the fourth phase of water, the structured water?
Fourth phase of the water is being studied very vigorously now these days. It's called the structured water. Way back in 1885, there's a person who was born in that year, Dr. Victor Schuberger. He's the one who started it. Prior to that, it was not there in modern science. When he was around 16, 17 years old, they live in the forest area down the hill of Alps in Austria. So his father was a government employee, so this boy was, used to go around the forest and a little bit into the Alps and all that. And during the summertime, you can see the glaciers melting and then the water streams coming. There's huge logs used to be cut and then they transported through the streams, by pushing it into the running water, they come to the plains. So at one point he sees that there is in the plains there's a small depth of water only and running slowly, but it was pushing a huge log and coming. So he knew that volume of water and that speed, that log weight cannot be moved. Then he understood there is a power which is this water has gained to do this job. This is where he found the first, and he named it as structured water. If you go put structured water, it's Victor Schuberger. There are 2-3 documentaries about him. You can have a look at it. You will be able to learn a lot. From there it started. In the last 120 years, there's a lot of research going on. It's called the fourth phase of water, which is called the structured water. I will tell you what is structured water. H2O is the water molecule. If there is a glass of water, there will be billions and billions of molecules are there. They are all in a jumbled up manner. In a structured water, it will be in a order. In structured water, they see the molecular arrangement will be in hexagon. They don't allow any microorganisms to stay there. That's a beauty. They don't allow TDS to come in. They don't allow anything to dissolve. They won't. That water is the one which is highly healthy for us, which you find it in the streams as they run down with the force, with the infrared part of the sun comes and hits it, it becomes structured water. The structured water is, fourth phase of water or structured water is H3O2.
H3O2.
Yeah. Hydrogen 3 atoms, oxygen 2 atoms as against H2O is the structured water. It is very amazingly they studied, but they don't know how to produce it. But the ancients were brilliant enough to produce it. Through your lotus plant, through your copper and earthen pot arrangement. They were so brilliant.
What is the understanding of water by the modern science?
Modern science, we are doing a lot of work now. Quantum biology, applying quantum mechanics and quantum physics, quantum biology. People like Jack Kruse been working on 30 years on quantum biology, who's been studying about the nature of water both inside the human cell and outside the human cell. It's called the easy zone water or the exclusive zone water. And when the mitochondria does the electron transport chain, it removes all the hydrogen, where oxygen supply comes and converts that into water. That becomes structured water. Whatever water we drink, that they have understood that after it gets into the blood, body quickly converts that into easy zone water, that is structured water. They don't allow that water to stay inside. But if you are going to use the structured water straight away, you decrease the load of the physical mechanism to work hard to convert that into human need and the human acceptance. You have Gerald H. Pollack of the Washington University, who's been working very hard on structured water, very hard on this exclusive zone water in the last 20 years. There was a very nice scientist who was in Japan, who was born in 1943, but died recently in 2014, Dr. Emoto. He's done a lot of water on the memory of water, on the potency of the water, on the energy of water. There are innumerable number of experiments he's done. Everything is in the YouTube. There are tremendous amount of research is going on in all the advanced countries to try to understand the secret of water. As I said, that water is hugely energized by the atmosphere all the time in the world, which is very, very important. As one important factor is like understanding of nature is something like, if you see the ancients, they divide the sun god into three. That is Kadravan, Ravi and Suryan. There is sunrise to 12 o'clock. And then 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock and 2 o'clock to sunset. These three characters of sun, the proton varies. The chemistry of the sunlight varies. We have not studied the proton variation as yet, because proton variation is that the proton that you find in gold is not the same what you find in mercury. I'm sorry. The proton what you find in iron is completely different from what you find in copper. So every proton varies. It's not the same. That atomic research will find in the future, which is being studied those days. We have studied only some number of particles in the atom. The ancient Tamil heritage studied 108 components inside the atom. If water is a tool by itself, they have used water as a tool. There are many different types of structured water they have produced, which become so powerful, which you can convert the molecules. At the same time, you can even penetrate an atom, which is practiced those days. Those technologies, we don't have it now. We have lost it. But somebody will come and revive it. That is for sure. It is all, after all, human effort.
Is there a way out for the present human population to reach the fourth phase of water?
Yeah, huge amount of works are going on. One day the modern science will achieve it. But the ancients were so brilliant. They foresee what happens thousands of years later. Absolutely, they have devised a particular technology called Nanir. Nanir is a tool which is produced out of water, with which you can change huge amount of water for our consumption into structured water. And that is what is so brilliant. Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.